Hey, good morning, everybody. It is time for Motivational Monday. It's actually past time, and as usual, we're spinning several plates here. I was on another Zoom that started at 9 for our new Alliance gathering, and then I jumped from there to another meeting that was from Jerusalem and Egypt and the Middle East, another alliance of sorts. And now I'm back here. So hopefully, I'm being instructed here. Nathan is helping me. I'm on my laptop this morning. So, okay, is the sound good? I know last week we had problems with the sound, but Nathan has set me up on my laptop here. Okay, from India, we're being joined already. India, that must be like what, 10 hours difference or so? Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, everybody. Chag Sameach. Happy holidays. This is the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Yesterday was Passover, as most of you know. And okay, good. I'm seeing that the sound is good. You may hear we've got Mexico, Israel. Yes, shalom. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Uh, we're having our home power washed, and so you may hear some strange sounds, but hopefully none of those strange sounds will come from me. So I want to let you know right off the bat. Thank you, Nathan. All right, Nathan's moving his car. The power wash guy is backing in. My wife is packing up the dogs to get to the groomer, but she had to sedate them because last time they were there, I think one of them bit the. Oh man, there's never an end to all the fun. So I want to encourage you today with something that I just saw, and if you've seen this in the past, don't judge me because I should have seen it. You know, my my emphasis on praise and worship all of these years. Bless you from Austin. That may be the only believer in Austin. I hear Austin is the most liberal, left-leaning city in America. Can that be true compared to New York? And come on, we need to get something going there in Austin, Texas. I love Texas. If I wasn't such a Floridian, I could do Texas. I I've got a couple of Stetson hats. I've got some beautiful cowboy boots, a pair that a very wealthy man blessed me with years ago that I haven't worn very often. But I love the West. I love Texas, the Lone Star State. So, with my emphasis on worship, on praise and worship, I would have thought I would have seen this sooner, but I didn't. A couple of, I guess it's been a couple of months ago, the Lord spoke to me and said that Purim this year, the Feast of Esther, was going to be a marker in the history of the kingdom in the world. You may remember that last year on Purim, we had 58 pastors and their wives from 13 or 14 nations at Auschwitz in Poland. It sounded a little strange when Pastor Stovall said, "Hey, I want to celebrate Purim at Auschwitz." He always preaches himself hoarse, so he has this constant raspy voice, and I thought, wow, do I even want to do this? As a Jewish believer, Kenya is with us. Good afternoon. in Kenya. Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. You know, they're talking again about making you guys in Puerto Rico another state, only because they want two more liberal senators. Come on, Puerto Rico, you should be a godly piece of land, loving and worshiping God. We don't. Oh man, we need our voices to ring strong. England is with us here this morning. Philippines, wonderful. Boker Tov from Michigan. Okay, great. Glad to see you. Hi, Joy. Good to see you this morning. Marfi Ruth. Wonder what. Marifi. Marifi. Interesting. I've never seen that name before. Tell us what extraction that is. All right. So, where was I? The Lord said that Purim would be a marker. A year ago on Purim, we were remembering at Auschwitz. The end of the day, all 58 or 60 of us set up a table, celebrated the body and blood of the Lord. In covenant, we remembered those who were destroyed and lost. We set a cup and matzah aside for them, remembering the 6 million that we lost during the Holocaust. And then we poured out the cup on the ground in the remembrance of them and the faithfulness of God to sustain them. And I believe that put a marker in the ground of remembrance that the Lord just would not forget. He said, Jesus said, what you've done for the least of these, my brethren, you've done it unto me. So as we remembered him in the communion, Lord's Supper, which of course was instituted on Passover a couple thousand years ago, maybe it's good that we don't know the exact day, the exact year, either of his birth or of that Passover. We would be setting up icons and stuff. It's just good that every year we remember. And so he said that, because of that, there would be a marker this year, and that at Passover he would demonstrate something of the kingdom that is coming. Now, you might remember that 3 years ago in Passover was when I call it the day Jesus came to church. I was on the platform here in Jacksonville at Celebration Church, along with Pastor Stovall, and we were celebrating the first night of Passover and Good Friday. So right as we got to the third cup and the afikomen, Pastor Stovall's testimony is that Jesus walked up on the platform, stood next to him, and he had an open vision of Passover happening at the same time in heaven, which completely wrecked his whole thoughts about the Lord's Prayer. Let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. He began to have revelation about the importance of these appointed times, that the feasts are not only of the past, they are of the present, and they are also of the future, because our God is the one who is, who was, and who is to come, right? Revelation chapter 4. And so all of these things, I've heard it said that what he's done in the past is a good demonstration of what he intends to do in the future. And so Shabbat and Passover and first fruits and the others, trumpets and Yom Kippur, tabernacles. We've even begun to look at Hanukkah, the Feast of Dedication, and although that's not one of the big seven that's listed there in Leviticus 23, these all have significance. The Feast of Purim and others. It won't be long until we get Rosh Chodesh, the new moons that mark the calendar of the kingdom. And these all have importance. It wasn't just for yesterday and all those millennia before, but these are markers that we are called to remember. They're times to gather, they're times to worship, they're times to sow, they're times to demonstrate that have been ordained by heaven. And so this past Friday, I was in Tennessee. The things are starting to open up again. I feel like I have some value beyond. I love the face-to-face stuff. This has been good, but there's no substitute for face-to-face. Filling up a room and worshiping the Lord at the top of our voices or on our knees, it's just the best. So, and I heard that Florida is lifting the mask mandate, which really excites me. Before I forget, Awakening TV will launch on April 2nd. 24-hour streaming. We've been preparing these programs and these shows, and it's not 24 hours of preaching and teaching. This is TV for believers and non-believers alike. There's cooking shows, there's personal human interest stuff. I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised. Concert shows, concert worship. So if you log on, and it's a very small fee. I forget what it is. I should have had my details ready, but log on to the description on this page, and you'll see you can join. What is it? $49 a year or something ridiculous like that, or $2.99 a month. Anyway, it's all there. I signed up and I don't even know how to get on it yet. But we'll be there first Friday, Shabbat in your home, concert worship, and a little bit of teaching. My daughter-in-love, Malky, I think has a cooking show, and Sharon, Shay, pardon me, all of it, and much, much more. Really good stuff. So it's 24 hours, and it'll be 8 hours of programming that will be repeated twice in 24 hours. And then the next day, there's a fresh 8 hours that's repeated twice, and so on and so on and so on. So every day, it's fresh streaming material, but 8 hours worth that's repeated 3 times in a 24-hour day. So where was I going with all this? I want to encourage you with this. We celebrate a kingdom that is here and not yet, right? So Friday night, I was in Chattanooga, Tennessee, a startup church, basically. But they brought me to tears when they started the service. It was to kick off the Passover and unleavened bread and first fruits. So they had me come in and do an evening of concert worship. But they opened it up, and their worship team, pastor's son, Brandon, and his wife, Melody, they did a great job. We actually met in Perry Stone's building. Beautiful. I was shocked. I'd never been there before. We had 700 to 800 in the room. This is a startup. And they started with some praise and worship, and then they lit the candles and opened Shabbat. This was Friday night. And the whole place declared and sang the Hamotzi and Borei Pri, the Kiddush. They all sang it. I was standing there in the front row, and my face was leaking to hear a church that honored these things that are somewhat Bible and somewhat Jewish tradition, but it said something of the one new man that I had not seen in a church before in all of my travels. Now, there are other churches that have done, Gateway does a once a month, like we do, kind of a First Friday thing, and I'm sure they open Shabbat. It's been a while since I've been there, but all the people don't know the prayers and in English and Hebrew. It's anyway. So this was the first time I had encountered like outside of a Messianic congregation. I expect that in a Messianic congregation, but not a church, which is saying to me the kingdom is coming. The expression of the one new man, where we approach the table of the Lord with humility. Um, there's none better, there's none greater. We all come as sons and daughters equal together before the one who is greater and better and perfect and amazing. So that was Friday night. I got a couple hours sleep, got up at 3:30 in the morning, took a couple of planes, and came back here to Jacksonville to do a citywide Passover that we had only 150 seats for, so we couldn't advertise. So it was already sold out, even though it was free. One of our campuses here in Jacksonville took out of their own budget and had Carrabba's cater, full meal. We did the whole thing. And at the head table, we had a demonstration of black, white, male, female, generations. What other expressions in the kingdom? They were all there represented, male, female. Did I say that? All participating and celebrating together. And it was the best Passover I had ever experienced in my life. Dr. Raleigh Washington, who used to head up Promise Keepers with our dear friend Coach McCartney, he took the part of unleavened bread, the afikomen. No, sorry, that was Pastor Stovall. And then Dr. Washington came and took the third cup, the cup of redemption, and he just knocked it out of the park. I say this to tell you, boy, these things are worth remembering. Get to a Passover. That we're actually doing one tomorrow at Christian Retreat in Bradenton, Florida. I don't know if there are any seats available. Probably not, but you can call the church and find out. And then we're doing one again this coming Friday night on Amelia Island, Celebration Church. It's going to be packed, but that's okay. If you're near enough by, on Saturday night, people flew in from Michigan. People came in from other states just to be a part of this Passover. It was worth the effort. If any of you are on, you can just say hello here this morning and say that you are that it was worth the ride. Here's Minerva from the Philippines that they celebrate Shabbat every Friday night, and she says in our small church, it seems to me that these revelations uh, there's no room for them in the big churches, the mega churches. They've got their agenda, and I'm not slamming anybody. Don't be embarrassed by, gee, we only have 50 people, or our church is only 150. It seems like the smaller churches are in a place where they're humble enough to hear what the Lord is saying and make a shift when he's telling them, no, turn right here. I know you were headed straight ahead. I want you to turn right at the next light. No, right now, turn. And they are humble enough to hear the voice of the Lord and to obey. So this is a place where we're really intending to spend most of our time. Speaking of spending our time, I'm now a part of a new ministry at Celebration called the Alliance, the Awakening Alliance. We are gathering churches, congregations, and ministries from around the world who are kingdom minded. And if you're a pastor of a church or the head of a ministry, I want to invite you, join the Alliance. We have churches and ministries, congregations joining every day. I'm a part of the lead team on this. We are looking to link our nets together for a great end time harvest. Um, we have an initiation fee because we want to sponsor others who are um, joining us from other nations who can't even afford it. But for the next couple of days, the the initiation fee is $20 a month. With that, you will get 2 semesters of our School of Theology for 2 people absolutely free. That's with Dr. Heiser teaching. Dr. Michael Heiser, author, theologian, teacher. We have 1,150 students. This is a value of $2,000 that if you sign up to join the Alliance for $20 a month, just for the next couple days, it's going up after that, you'll get two people, 2 semesters, absolutely free, $2,000 worth. How do you do that? Go to awakeningalliance.com, or you can go to celebration.org. I hope we have a link on our website. Join us and the Alliance as we uh, resource one another. We have churches in Africa, in Europe, in the United States, and they're joining daily. We're going to be resourcing churches, linking arms to do outreach together. We have a program where you can support needy children in Africa. One Child, it's called. We sponsor children, our home, and Wilbur Ministries. And you can do that as well through the Alliance. I need to be more armed, better armed with where to go for all this. I'm going to ask Nathan to put it on the description on the page. So if you're a pastor, Messianic rabbi, a rabbi, or a teacher, you have a ministry or a congregation, join us in this Alliance. It's growing every day, and we are growing in influence to bring the kingdom on earth as it is in heaven. To link arms. I was just on a call with them from all across the world just a few minutes ago. Wow, wow, wow. Did I ever get to what I wanted to motivate you with today? I think I was going to go to something else about the presence and the faces of God, but I'll save that for next week. Don't forget this coming Sunday is Feast of First Fruits. It's Resurrection Day. I think also this year it's being called Easter. We tend to stay away from some of those other terms because they bring up images of eggs and bunnies and where the names came from. We just happen to be stuck on Bible. So forgive us if that's a problem for you. I'm sorry, but we just happen to like Bible stuff. Yes, if someone says to me Happy Easter, I respond to them. It's not what we like to promote. So Passover, first fruits, is the day that he was raised from the dead. Paul says in Corinthians, therefore, he is the first fruits of those who are raised from the dead. If you don't know that he was raised on the Feast of First Fruits, that reference by the Apostle Paul doesn't mean anything to you. That's kind of why we're just stuck on Bible. It really just describes itself. Also, I want you to know we have some new resources. This beautiful new Haggadah is full-size, beautifully done. Like I'm backwards here on the computer, and available to you on our website. We only printed 1,000 of them, silly us, but you can get well prepared for it next year. So that's available on our website, wilburministries.com. We've also prepared a video, 30 minutes, to walk you through the Passover that you can do at home. You can sit with your Haggadah, a digital, now that I think about it, a digital example of the Haggadah is available for you online. So you can actually go there and download it and print it yourself. You know, this isn't a big money-making thing. If you'd like to have a beautifully printed copy, 8.5 by 11 on lovely stock paper in full color, those are available for you too. So I guess my word of encouragement here today is these feasts are important. At our Passover Seder on Saturday night, the presence of the Lord was palpable. He just seems to enjoy these things so much. And I want to encourage you. There'll be places around you that are celebrating with a Seder this year. Go, experience it if you've never been. Have one in your home. The tools are there on our website, wilburministries.com, to help you to celebrate and enjoy. There's Canada. Oh, Canada. Oh, Montreal. Wonderful. Seeing some of your names again, Montreal, and wow. I better sign off. I need to get back to Jerusalem and Egypt, planning for a worldwide Passover this Thursday. You can join. Last year, Passover, we celebrated with over 1 million people. So, wow. Before I go, let me encourage you also on the description on this page, if you have some extra shekels this Passover, we would love to have you join us as a world partner. You can, for about $1 a day, you can join us as a world partner. We'll send you, we are just about to print a brand new 5-song CD that's called an EP, extended play, of all new songs. Maybe you've been watching them as we release them one at a time on YouTube and Facebook and whatever, as lyric videos. But you can have them on a CD, or you can, no, they're not for sale. We give these away to our new world partners. So join us as a world partner, and we'll send you the latest EP, We Call Your Name. And I'll also send you our full-length instrumental CD, Selah, if you join us during this Passover week. We have another new CD coming soon, Shouts of Joy, which I know you'll enjoy as well. We've been busy. Today I'm finishing up my book, Roar from Zion, that I'll let you know when that's available. I'm going to also do a digital, I'm going to read through the book and offer that to you. That's one of my dogs. He's very sad that he can't get the book yet. He's an avid reader. His name is Willie. He's going to the groomer, and he's concerned that Luann left him behind, which I've thought of doing more often than not. But he's lovely. All right, I've got to sign off and get back to another Zoom, help my wife load up the car, help the guy that's power washing the house, and finish my book. But that's easy. So thank you again for joining me today. I pray the Lord will bless you and keep you. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the Lord lift up his countenance, turn his faces toward you, and give you his peace. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Yeah, that faces. I'll get to that next week for Motivational Monday. It will really blow your socks off. The faces of the Lord. Mm-mm-mm. Thanks again for joining me. Thank you all. God bless you. Miracles this week. This is a miracle week as we're in the miracle of Passover, of first fruits, unleavened bread. Celebrate it. Deny yourself leaven for the next 7 days. Just be careful of what you eat, remembering that leaven is the symbol of sin, as the Apostle Paul tells us. And I find it really good for me to have to consider, what am I going to eat? Because I want to honor the sinless body of the Lord that was offered to me this week of Passover. These are good, dare I say, exercises for us in the natural that produce spiritual fruit. It's also just really good for you to fast bread. You'll lose weight while doing something that will really bless your soul. Body, soul, spirit, Passover, good time, miracles this week. Watch for them, expect them. God bless you. Look forward to seeing you Worship Wednesday this week. Yeah, should be good. And Shabbat in your home. God bless you. See you soon.